slowly but surely, more of our businesses are moving online. This has prompted a lot of people to jump in with a splash. To that end, if you can develop a method to sell online and you haven't done that up till now, learn how to talk about it. Learn how to verify that the person who's doing my job is doing their job correctly.
Today we're here with Alex from Intellitonic. He's one of the co-founders there, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about marketing right now and some of the things that Intellitonic has done during this pandemic. Alex, welcome.
Hey, thanks for the introduction there, Josh.
Absolutely. So what are some of the things that your business has done during COVID-19 and our community's response to that? What have you guys been able to step in and do, and what are you seeing out there?
We were lucky in our capacity to work with a lot of larger national publishers. So we got news that there may be some form of a shutdown pretty early. So to that end, we put our staff on remote office about 2 weeks before most folks did, just by virtue of being in the newsrooms and getting the insights that might be happening. So our staff was pretty well protected right away, put on remote work, which was easy for us because we're largely a digital operation anyway. We've just used the in-person operation as a kind of a luxury to get some face-to-face and discuss things with each other over a conference room table. So for my company, it was a relatively quick segue into digital remote work, which that was actually the first offering that we rolled out to our fellows in the business community. Because we were founded as a digital operation with me working out of Chicago and my partners here in Bellingham, we had some insights as to how to operate digitally that a lot of brick and mortars just didn't have. They'd never had to run things through Slack or Zoom or to do their bookkeeping in digital capacities. So we put together a couple of guides to how the community can operate remotely a little bit more successfully if they hadn't had that experience before. And then from there, we, again, as a digital operation and not having a lot of legroom, time that it took to get set up in this new realm, we put together some community resources for businesses that were open, that were staying open in some capacity or switching to digital, and proliferated that through the community. We did that through several social media accounts that I have, and we were able to get a really good guide together for Bellingham for businesses that were still open and what they were offering. Beyond that, we've been really working hard to make sure we avail ourselves to other businesses who are looking for alternative marketing means. Since they can't have their sandwich signs out, they can't get out there and talk to people, they can't hand out coupons. So we've been offering free digital SEO audits in Zoom meetings, like a format similar to this, whereby myself or one of my staff will review their site code, basically come up with like a 6-month marketing plan, encapsulate it into a document, and provide that to the business so they can either operate it themselves, or if they choose to, they can have us assist with that. So lots of consulting time that is just added on to my normal sales calls that I've been doing. So giving away a lot of time, I guess, as it were.
What are some of the things that you're seeing in the community with the way that different small businesses are reacting to what's going on and how it's impacted their business? I know there's a lot of businesses that are impacted more than others, and there's just certain things that they can and cannot do. Do you have any general observations about how things are going here in our community and how people are reacting?
Yeah, I think those who are able to quickly adapt some basic digital marketing ads, Facebook remarketing, for example, setting up the Facebook pixel on their website so they can start reaching individuals they have in like email lists or contact lists. People who are able to move quickly on those more inexpensive ad mediums are going to do well because they're going to be in front of their audience who's all on Facebook or all online right now. People who are consistently posting news or blog posts, whether it be in response to COVID or just things that are happening in their industry, we manage something like 60 to 100 clients at a given time, and all of the ones that are actively posting new website content are seeing moderate increases in their keyword rankings just by virtue of more traffic on the website, and giving Google more things for you to rank for is going to benefit you in that. So really just staying active rather than worrying and thinking about what you can do on the traditional brick and mortar side of your business. See what options are out there for you and get proactive with that. This is going to sound like kind of corny, but one of my favorite adages that I applied when I got into digital marketing early on was do it wrong quickly. There's a book, it was Mike Moran who wrote it. That was the title of it. So the idea is get out there, start doing your digital marketing, start making ads, seeing what your audience responds to, and then adjust accordingly and move on to the next iteration.
Love it. That's great advice. What would you say for nonprofits that are in this situation that, their fundraising is often impacted by not being able to do live events and they have still critical needs that they're trying to meet at this point in time? What have you seen with nonprofits, and what would you recommend to those people?
Yeah, so that's two big parts for us. When we founded the business, our primary user base, primary clients were nonprofits. And the first piece that I suggest to every nonprofit that I come across, whether it be in a sales environment or not, is that they check their status and eligibility for the Google Ad Grant. It's $10,000 a month in Google Ads that are free. My clients who pay for their ads would be very excited to get a $10,000 budget if they had that to spend. This is free. It's subsidized by Google. So all nonprofits at this current time who have not looked into that should sign up for the Google Ad Grant. We have blogs on our website, or we're willing to help people set that up to get that $10,000 a month in free Google advertising. So that's always priority number one, regardless of COVID. Like, nonprofits need to know that they have access to that funding stream and make use of it to solicit donations or promote their core messaging. Number two, this is kind of more of a networking thing, and again, kind of a showing off of one of the things we're doing. I'm working with the Whatcom Arts Project, which is a coalition of 30 different theaters, artists, local creators to showcase their content on Facebook currently, but we're going to roll into Instagram and probably a website. So if you can network with other people in your industry and start creating content that's unique to the web that you haven't otherwise produced, whether that be Facebook Live, recorded videos of maybe tutorials on what it is you offer, or even tutorials of walking through looking at some of your product. I think people, again, who are adapting to this and being forthright and moving forward with their content creation are going to see a benefit. So to that end, network with other businesses who are dealing with these same issues and start producing digital content. It just cannot hurt you.
Great advice, especially I mean, as a media creator, that's great advice, and something that we've seen be really helpful to a lot of folks is the more content you can create.
Right, like this is great stuff that you're doing here. This is what I would advise my clients do if they had the capacity to do it.
Absolutely, and it's just a web call, video conference, and there's tools that we can all access now, and I think we're all getting more and more comfortable with being on video and being in a Zoom call and leading webinars and things like that. That there's a lot of new content ideas that you could build for your business. So let's back up a little bit and briefly, if you could, Alex, just describe what Intellitonic does in ordinary times. What's your business and how do you help people?
Yeah, so we're a digital marketing agency with a strong focus on like proving the conversion value of the work that we do. And so that means we work with Google, Facebook, occasionally Twitter, LinkedIn to generate traffic to our clients' websites or social media presence in a capacity that we can track and prove created a sale, whether that sale be an actual sale of a knickknack or somebody to make the phone ring. We're highly attuned to proving the value of that of which we've done, and we're very consultative with our clients. It's how we market differentiate ourselves, kind of a creative process that involves the client directly rather than having them guessing as to what's happening behind the scenes. We largely work with Bellingham clientele. It's one segment of our market, so Bellingham businesses or nonprofits. But then the other half of the business is largely focused on working with traditional media publishers, newspapers, or traditional marketing agencies that don't have a digital component and becoming their de facto white label division. So they will often mark up our work and pass it off as their own. So to that end, we can't often talk about some of our bigger clients that are nationally known. But we work on a lot of campaigns that are multiple Fortune 500s. So that's the other kind of half of the business that locals don't know so much about, where we're the power behind the throne for digital marketing throughout the national community.
A lot of exciting stuff there, and you're certainly partnered with a lot of great businesses in town that have utilized your services and had some good wins. Is there anything that you'd like to leave people with from this segment, things that people should walk away with, kind of understanding about what opportunities are out there, where there's, it's a tough time for a lot of businesses and a lot of people trying to make these decisions and marketing moving forward and where to go. What would you leave people with?
Yeah, again, it's a time where some of us, not all, some do have the luxury where they can rethink how they market their businesses. So to that end, find some digital marketing periodicals, find some things that will educate you. We have an ebook on our website that can educate you to the best practices for basic web marketing theories. Getting an understanding in that, even if you're not the one applying it, in the future is going to benefit everybody because it's going to add an additional revenue stream even when we go back to normal. I've noticed a lot of businesses developing new product and new ideas that they're probably going to maintain post-COVID. And this was like a learning period for them where they're forced to do something new. So to that end, if you can develop a method to sell online and you haven't done that up until now, learn how to talk about it, learn how to verify that the person who's doing my job is doing their job correctly. So even basic terminology or understandings of all the acronyms and alphabet soup in digital marketing is going to benefit you in the long run. Slowly but surely, more of our businesses are moving online. This has prompted a lot of people to jump in with a splash.
Great, Alex. Well, thank you so much for your time. There's links below to Intellitonic's website if you want more information about what they do and who they are. But yeah, Alex, thanks again for everything you're doing in the community and everything you're giving back to the community and to local businesses. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, same, Josh.